Hi everyone, welcome to the Alchemy Scope. So this has been wanting to come forward for quite a while, but here we are at the very end of 2014 and it couldn't wait any longer. It was really calling to come forward. So there was one intention when this came to me months ago, there was one intention of bringing forward this particular new moon alchemy scope for the signs, which is to provide you tools and information that will help support your journey of your soul's maturation and evolution process that's underway, because it is underway rapidly, and we're needing as much support as we can get. So this is intended to support your journey wholly. So there are 6 components to every new moon alchemy scope that's going to be coming out. One is the symbology. We're going to look on the macrocosmic scale, on a general scale for the collective, what symbology is imbued at the degree point for the new moon that's informing this next 30-day cycle. Then on the microcosmic scale, I'm going to throw the I Ching for you, and we're going to look at your particular theme that's going to be playing out and what's going to be being called forward within you to grow and mature. And then I'm going to do a spread. I'm either going to use the Bral Talej deck, or I'm going to use a deck of 144 card deck that I created I call the Siri deck. So I'm going to either use the Bral Talej or the Siri deck to pull some information about an event or situation that might emerge for you this month that your soul has called forward for you to grow and mature through. And then we're going to look at the archetypes. I'm going to pull from the Carolyn Miss Archetype deck, and we're going to find out which archetype, which archetypal qualities are wanting to come through you, evolve through you this month, mature essentially. And then we're going to pull an Ascended Masters card for support from Doreen Virtue's deck. And finally, I'm going to provide you a Dakini from Penny Slinger's 64 Dakini Oracle, and they're quite powerful, and there's a lot of information. So I'm going to provide a link at the end of the video where you can go and access the information, because it's something you want to sit and read with. Excuse me, you want to read through and then you want to work with, because there are affirmations and rituals and stuff that Penny recommends. And I find them quite powerful. This is goddess energy, this is archetypal energy, this is themed energy. So the Dakini will provide you a theme to dive into in the coming 30 days that will serve your growth. Okay? So let's get started on the individual signs. So let's talk about the macrocosmic cycle that's unfolding with this new moon. The Sabian symbol that's imbued at 0 degrees Sagittarius, which is the new moon point happening on November 22nd and informing our next 30-day cycle, is retired Army veterans gather to reawaken old memories. Now, this is an important period of time that we're walking through right now. This particular new moon is the second of 3 consecutive new moons happening at the 0 degree point. October 23rd had it at 0 degrees Scorpio. Next month we have it at 0 degrees Capricorn on December 22nd. So we're in the middle of a portal time frame right now that is quite powerful. 0 is the alpha and the omega. 0 is beginnings and endings. 0 is potentiality. It is your pure empowerment. So this is a big, big time. It's no number, yet it is the container for all. It is the Fool in the tarot. This is pure potentiality. This is activation of your truest, highest self. This is about activating and actualizing your soul print, everyone. So this new moon is fascinating because it is happening in Sagittarius. Sagittarius represents higher mind, optimism, journeying forward, freedom, expansion, adventure. And the fact that the symbol that's imbued with this new moon is about, you know, coming together post-war, and a lot of us have been through a lot of difficulties over the course of the last year or many years recently as systems start collapsing and we're really being called to become our full and whole selves. We're being called to really look back and see what has worked, what hasn't worked, what has served us, what do we want to rebuild anew, what do we need to let go of. So at this new moon, it's the duality of both and, where we're looking forward, yet we're having to look back. So that's pretty powerful stuff. And for me, that's about extracting what it is that worked, letting go what didn't, and moving forward into the new self, the new whole self. So this is really a beautiful time. So let's go into each sign and look at what event or situation might be influencing you this month. So Scorpio, let's take a look at your microcycle that's coming up, specific to you. I went ahead and threw the coins to come up with your I Ching hexagram separately in a ritual for you and for all of the signs. And the reason why I did this off camera is because it can be a bit time consuming. However, I might choose to do it on camera for a future alchemy scope. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to let you know is I'm using the visionary I Ching, the language of which was developed by Paul O'Brien. This is still the ancient I Ching divination system. Same hexagrams, same form, same messages. The language, however, is just more resonant for modern day. Okay? So you received, Scorpio, 21 cutting through. So let me read to you what it says, and before I do that, I'll let you know that the 2 trigrams, which make up the hexagram, consist of fire above, thunder below. Okay, so let me read it to you here. The situation calls for confronting a tenacious knot and cutting through it. Somehow the way to harmony and unity is blocked or frustrated, perhaps by a tangle of deceit or corruption. Like Alexander the Great cutting the Gordian knot, take decisive action and you will meet with good fortune. Don't be afraid to shake things up a bit. The ability to take corrective measures when they are needed is an essential trait of true leadership. Those who bring discipline to bear must above all be honest with others and with themselves. Honesty is the hallmark of the strong and self-confident. The successful person masters the art of honesty much as a swordsman masters fencing. When lies, delusions, and game playing are getting in the way of teamwork, a swift sword of honest action, perhaps even punishment, must be wielded to protect one's integrity and values. Decisiveness with integrity at a time like this brings good fortune. Though your actions be vigorous, they must not be hasty, severe, or arbitrary. Be sure to carefully consider all the circumstances. In the case of a serious disruption of relations or events, you must forgive but not forget, at least until a person has made reparation for his mistakes. If corrective action is necessary, make certain that it fits the crime. When rules have become slack and useless, only through the institution of clear and swift penalties can their effectiveness be restored. In situations where serious issues of justice are at stake, keep careful records and do not hesitate to go public with the truth. So this is a bit intense. Let's see what else is coming up for you this month via the spreads and the other tools that we're bringing forward in the Alchemy Scope. Hi, Scorpio. So let's look at your circumstance or situation that might be emerging this month for you, that your higher self called forward for you to learn from. This is my series deck. It's a 144 card deck. Let's go ahead and pull this. I'm pulling what's called a synchronic spread. It's a spread that was created by a woman by the name of Shama for the Bral Talej deck, which is another divination deck that I use and that I'll be using for future spreads here as well. Ooh, okay. Okay, so Scorpio. So let me tell you, so there's basically 5 components to each, or 5 quadrants, 5 areas to each spread. And we have from the spiritual aspect, from the physical aspect, emotional, mental, and then the central message. The central message is about a man. This is about a new man entering your life, or it's about a man that's currently an important figure in your life. Either way, there's going to be a man that's going to be creating a circumstance or a situation that's going to be important for you in December. It is about making connections. Some of my friends in this photo are probably going to see themselves for the first time. And so that's the central card. So it's going to be about making a connection. And it's going to be, too, about resonating with this person. The energy system card came up. So there's going to be a resonant man that shows up that's going to be quite a connection. This person is going to be quite... he's going to improve the celebratory factor. Now, we are going into December. And this is, of course, holiday time, parties and that kind of thing. But, you know, everybody celebrates the holidays differently, so who knows? I'll show you the cards as we go here. So this is about improving the celebration factor. So this person is going to create a little bit of fun in your world, which is really terrific. It's about... So emotionally, you're being asked to pull up some courage for this path that's emerging. So you're being asked to be courageous and actually step in with both feet for the path that is emerging. So it does look as if this man that might be emerging... This is a general reading. It's not going to be for all Scorpios, but if you're tuning in, you have information to glean here, trust me. So there will be a man, an important man that shows up that's going to bring a little more fun and who might, in fact, be somebody who you're going to know down the road a little bit. And you're asked to be courageous and to step in with both feet. It is a resonant connection. How exciting. Hi, Scorpio. So what archetype is wanting to evolve within you this month? Let's see. I'm shuffling now the Carolyn Myss deck. She was a former medical intuitive and has talked about the archetypes that live within us for many years. It's the work I do as well. Living systems are imbued with story, which includes your soul, your psyche, your mind, your cells. Everything is imbued with story. Trees, grass, clouds, everything. So let's look at which archetype, what quality set, what higher vibrations of what quality set want to evolve this month. Well, we get Goddess. I'm also a Scorpio. So we get the Goddess card. Fantastic. So let me read it and then I'll show it to you again. So the higher frequency manifestation of Goddess, she calls it, Carolyn Myss calls it light attribute and shadow attributes. I call it high frequency and low frequency. So the high frequency vibration of Goddess that wants to emerge through you this month, I love that we got this card, is the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. So this is beautiful. As I said for another sign, because there was another sign that also got Goddess, you know, this is a time where the divine feminine is coming forward. She is coming forward through all of us. We all imbue the divine feminine, men and women alike, yin yang. We each have the masculine and the feminine. The divine feminine has been dismissed, devalued, and destroyed, essentially, within all living systems throughout the last many decades and centuries and millennia. And she is coming forward with a vengeance, and it's time. So, but the light, again, the higher frequency, the divine feminine that's wanting so much to emerge is so beautiful, so much grace and depth and wisdom in the receptivity. It's a big topic, actually. I'm gonna have other videos that will come on that. The shadow attribute, the lower frequency vibration of goddess, is exploitation of the female nature and form. So the nature of the feminine and the nature of the feminine's form, women, and earth. So beautiful. Oh my goodness. So this is the archetype, ladies and gentlemen, that want to emerge through us for this next cycle. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, now let's look at, this is Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters card deck. And this is one of my favorites of hers. She has many, many decks, so this is one of my favorites. So let's look at which Ascended Master is calling to us. What message, what special message or theme is wanting to be attended to. So let's see what we have for this cycle. Yep. Okay. Oh, isn't this fantastic? So we get Isis. This is about balancing work and home. At least that's how they categorized it here. That's how Doreen Virtue categorized it here. Isis is exceedingly powerful. Talk about a goddess energy. This is pretty amazing. So let me read what Doreen has for Isis. Here we go. So Doreen writes for Isis, you drew this card as a reminder to keep balance in your life. You can do this more easily than you can imagine. You already know which part of your life is lopsided, and you may be feeling symptoms of burnout from this imbalance. You can rapidly shift your energy in positive ways by devoting time each day to your priorities. Even 30 minutes a day spent in meaningful ways will lift your mood, morale, and motivation. So it is a matter of creating balance. And it's interesting, with the Goddess card, it could very well be a balance of attending to the balance of feminine, masculine. But again, it could very well be the more mundane of work life and love life, social life and personal life, or individual solitary life. So it's a matter of creating that balance, that dynamic equilibrium of balance to keep us healthy and whole. So that's delicious. So how exciting. So let's look at the other goodies that we have for you this month. So the last component for your December alchemy scope, Scorpio, is your Dakini. Now, the Dakini that came forward for you for this month is 42 Mercura Reflectiva. I'm going to read you a portion here just to give you a flavor, and then the link to the PDF with the full information written by Penny Slinger is below in case you want to dive into that. So this Dakini is coming forward with a special theme for you to dive into this month that will serve you. So let me read a bit. Mercury is liquid. She has the alchemical power of fire and is metal, connected to the earth element. Look into the mirror of your mind and home of the secret Dakini. Dakinis are described as mirrors of the mind. Mercura Reflectiva embodies this principle. She comprises the qualities of the Greek god Mercury, Hermes, the planet, the element Mercury, and the qualities of reflection and mirroring. Hermes was the messenger of the gods, given access to the heavens above and the underworld below. In alchemy, Mercury is the mediator between sulfur and salt, male and female, spirit and body. It is a great medium and catalyst of transformation. So you are to embody the archetype of the transformer this month. And looking at the other elements of your alchemy scope, it does seem that there are some powerful movements transmutations that are calling to be activated within you this month. I am wishing you a fantastic December, and I will look forward to seeing you next month for the next Alchemy Scope. And a final note, the products that I offer, the archetypal profile, the symbolic profile, holistic sessions, that all help people get clear on the archetypes, the symbols, and the general evolutionary trajectory their soul is encoded with. All of those services are available via gift certificate. So if you have family members or friends who you would love to give the gift of clarity this year to, I have wonderful, easy gift certificates that can provide some not only fun, but wonderful and kind of deep and meaningful gifts. So I invite you to go to the website and take a look. Links are below, and contact me with if should you have any questions whatsoever, if you need clarity on what any of these items are. But archetypal profile, symbolic profile, the combination of both, and the holistic sessions are wonderful offerings to help people really see various aspects of themselves very clearly. And this is just such a beautiful time to do that. All right. Happy holidays, everybody.